It is time to start the second half of the Gatorade Cup Series chase. We are still out on the West Coast, our final race on the West Coast for now, as we head to the Phoenix Raceway for the running of the Subway 500 chase race number 7 in the Gatorade Cup Series season number 9. Mitchell Collins on the 14 as the pole for today's race. To his outside, second is the 32 of Derek Hamill. Then third is Oliver Galway, fourth is William Bullen, and rounding out the top 5, TJ Hanley the 23. Then sixth, it's Luke Rainey. 7th place, we have Nathan Orman. 8th, it's Roman Fenway. In 9th, we have William Seaman. And Mathis Wells rounds out the top 10, the 18 car. For the rest of the field, there's Alexander Rhodes, who's inside, Derek Bouchard in the 20. Then we have Trey Rainey, to his inside, Jay Jefferson in the 78. Behind them, Stephen Taylor and Jonathan Buford. Then we have Alex Fletcher with Adam McDowell. Behind them, Trey Wright and Jonathan Rains. Then Anthony Harris, who comes into this race second in the point standings. Vince Vincent in the 95, to his inside. Then we have Colton Yo and Jake Galloway, along with Cole Luigi and Riley Sampson. Then there's Griffin Lynn with Wyatt Walker. Behind them, Danny Lloyd and Carter Joey. Then we have Marshall Burrow and Semet Oskin, along with Anthony Charlebois and Tyler Fink. Then we have Carter Friesen, one here earlier in the season looking for the sweep at Phoenix. Jeff Brett, the 9, to his inside. Then we have Levi Jones comes down to the points there, but a bad starting spot can hinder his performance. Sebastian Kukul on the 1, to his inside. We have Max Aronson and Eli Bright, and the final row holds Matt Gunn, and then 42nd, Al Agassi, the 38 car. So there's our 42-car field for chase race number 7 in the Gatorade Cup Series season number 9. Let's go Phoenix Racing after this starting command.
I can't hear you! Drivers! Start your engines!
42 cars rolling off the starting grid here at the Phoenix Raceway for 47 laps of action out in the Arizona desert. Coming to this race, only 2 drivers are within a race of the points lead. Levi Jones has the points lead, 10 points over Anthony Ness, so those are the only 2 within a race. But then behind them, drivers who want good days. Jonathan Rains and Jake Galloway, 13 points back. 14 points back, Anthony Charlebois, 15 points back for Semet Oskin. Riley Sampson, 16 points back for Carter Friesen. They want to gain every point they can in Phoenix. Green flag, we're racing out in Phoenix. Mitchell Collins really tiptoeing into 3 and 4. This is Costin lap 1 led. Hanley leads lap 1 from 5th starting position. Yeah, that 14 really tiptoed through 3 and 4. Costing so much time, and Hanley is easily clear out in front. Hanley clears off turn 2 to be our new race leader here in Phoenix. Mitchell Collins gets back to second now with a challenge from Oliver Galway. Galway tries to put that 14 back further. We go through 3 and 4. Oliver has the inside, but not very preferred off the exit of turn number 4. Mitchell Collins keeps that spot, and he'll keep second. Once again, Hanley leads at the start-finish line. Oliver Galway currently 3rd, Nathan Orman 4th. How about William Seaman, his 3rd race for Richard Childress Racing in the Gatorade Cup Series this season. Currently up inside the top 5 early on in the Subway 500. He wants to stay up here too. I mean, he's a driver that I think has some talent. They can showcase behind the wheel. He's gotten that opportunity with Joe Jefferson stepping down for the rest of the season. Seaman's now up inside the top 5 to 4th. But Mitchell Collins out in front leading in Phoenix as he gets it back from TJ Hanley. Remember, Collins started on the pole here today. And Derek Bouchard, another driver who wants to win this season. He's a veteran of the Gatorade Cup Series. There's a lot of wins. He has not won this season, though. He wants another win for Joe Gibbs Racing in number 20 here today. He looks inside Seaman for 4th and gets that position down low. Great job by Bouchard. That is a veteran versus one of the drivers that doesn't really have much experience in these types of cars. Bouchard, the veteran, knows what to do in this situation. He drove to the inside Seaman, and he'll take 4th away as he clears off turn 2. And just by another veteran, Jay Jefferson won at Iowa. Just a few races to go in spectacular fashion. Jefferson looking for a top 5 spot for 5th on Seaman. As 4nd, Oliver Galway, tired of just waiting around on Hanley, but the 23 fight back on the top side off turn 4. Great run for TJ on the top side. No run whatsoever for Oliver Galway in the bottom lane. That hurts him. He fights back on the inside, turns 1 and 2. That's where turns 1, 2 is where the inside really helps out. Oh, wrecking hard! Trey Rain 51 to the outside wall, and that is hard contact, as I don't think anyone else is involved. But the yellow flag is up for the first time today. Racing back, Bouchard a bump from Seaman up the racetrack. Mitchell Collins back in front, Oliver Galway 2nd, Hanley 3rd, and now Seaman 4th, Bouchard 5th. And somehow we did not wipe out a lot of cars in that. Trey Rainey involved, and I don't think anyone else was. Somehow, I think everyone was able to escape cleanly after a hard crash for Trey Rainey at the exit of turn number 2. That's put us under our first yellow flag of the day in the Subway 500. I don't believe they have to, they'll be pitting now. They're normally about 10 laps short on fuel here, maybe a little bit more than that. So we've run 6 laps. It would probably be pointless to come down pit road now. Looks like everyone has that same sentiment. They're not, well, looks like Jonathan Buford might want to come down the pit lane. Now, so we're going to have some mixed bag here. Buford from 6th will hit. Rains will hit. Roman Fenway coming down. Mixed bag on pit road. How about that? Yeah, a lot of the back half of the field coming down, but this could be a good idea for someone who's maybe towards the back of the field. Stay out. And that could be a lot of track position gained if you do, in fact, stay on the racetrack. And these drivers are going to take some tires here. It'll be interesting to see how this all works out for some of these drivers that have come down the pit lane. Will they be able to make it the rest of the way on fuel? Or will they have to come down just like everyone else, but come down a little bit later on? So Buford, the 62, 4 tires in a way. He'll be the first off the pit lane, followed by Jonathan Rains and Roman Fenway. So Buford first off pit road, but be at the back of the field to restart. Let's see what happened to Trey Rainey under our first yellow of the day in the Subway 500 at Phoenix. This actually started behind Trey Rainey. Trey had nothing to do with what just happened here. Roman Fenway, 3 wide middle lane into the corner, shoves up into Luke Rainey right here. That's the second day in a row something like that has happened to Luke. Luckily today I don't think he got any damage from it. Right there, 13 to the 2. It spins him up to the 51 of Trey Rainey. Trey goes around hard to the outside wall. Oh, he did get Luke very hard on the right side. Luke drives away, but we'll have some damage to the 51 slides down. Luckily, no one else was involved. But it's such an unfortunate break for the Rainey brothers, both of which getting involved in this one. And really, I think that was Roman Fenway driving it too aggressively into the corner. You see right there, he just kind of drove it too hard. Up to the side of the 2, spins the 13 into the 51. Rainey goes hard into the wall, comes down, gets his brother Luke. But no chasers involved. As they wrecked off turn number 2, Trey Rainey gets the worst of it in the 51. Mr. Collins led the field back to the stripe over Oliver Galloway, TJ Hanley, and William Seaman. Now some cars come down pit road, some stay out. Most of the front runners stay out. That leaves Mitchell Collins with the race lead here in Phoenix. Coming back to the green flag, lap number 11, it's Mitchell Collins, the 14, leading early on in the Subway 500 at Phoenix. No cars retired from that crash, so all 42 still left on the racetrack on the lead lap, left in contention for any spots they can try and gain. But it's Mitchell Collins leading the race in the 14 from the pole out in front over Oliver Galloway in 2nd, TJ Hanley in 3rd, William Seaman in 4th, and Derek Bouchard to 5th, with Jay Jefferson, Adam McDowell, Nathan Orwick, Derek Hamill, and William Bullen rounding out the top 10. First off the pit lane, Jonathan Buford, the 62. He'll restart in the 29th position, so the top 28 stay on the racetrack. 29th on back, Jonathan Buford, Jonathan Rains, Roman Fenway, Samet Oskin, Alexander Rowe, Wyatt Walker, Carter Joey, Jeff Bright, Anthony Hernandez, Griffin Lynn, Matt Godden, Sebastian Kukulan, Alex, and Trey Rainey all came down the pit lane with 4 fresh Goodyear Eagles on the car and some more Sunoco racing fuel to try and make it to the end, or at least make it further into the race. Up front, Mitchell Collins stays on the racetrack. We're back going in Phoenix. Nice job there getting away. Hanley from 3rd spun the tires. That's uncharacteristic of TJ, one of our veterans of the Gatorade Cup Series. He's been in every single Gatorade Cup Series race. William Seaman balanced to the inside, maybe some contact between those two. They knocked each other over, and down the backstretch, William Seaman's going to grab 3rd away. That 31 looks pretty sporty here today in Phoenix. Oliver Galloway, the 6. Trying to hold off that 31. Here comes Derek Bouchard with Seaman. They split. Seaman tried to get up in front of the 23. Hanley got a run to the outside, though. Bouchard's got 4th, though. I believe that inside 3-1-2 is too powerful. Now Seaman, the 31, trying to get underneath Oliver Galloway for 2nd as they race their way down the dogleg. It's all Mitchell Collins leading in the Subway 500, though. Seaman drives to the bottom, looking for 2nd. Can he clear Oliver Galloway? The 6 fights back on the top side. Bouchard's clearing 4th, moves up at the stripe. The 6 has 2nd, but the 31's the inside to turn number 1. Seaman's get driven off into that corner. Bottom lane of 1 and 2, and William Seaman through to 2nd. Now it's Mitchell Collins to get by. He's there as well. Got a great run off turn 2. But look to the inside right here. Comes the 31 car. William Seaman for the top spot over the back of the 14. Might turn him off the corner. He is right there. Now looks to the inside. William Seaman for the lead at Phoenix. Bouchard through to 3rd. He messed up the entrance to turn 1. Bouchard did, went up the racetrack. Oliver Galloway to the end on the 6. That's about for 3rd. But at the front, Seaman's going to grab the race lead down the dogleg. William Seaman clear out in front in the Subway 500 at Phoenix. Mitchell Collins kicked back to 2nd. Now it's a fight from Oliver Galloway in the 6. Gets tight. The 20 trying to get wound up on the top side to get back clear. Big battle for 3rd going on. Bouchard back by. But the 6 on the inside. Oliver Galloway clear in third. Slip in front of the 20. Hanley looking for fourth now, Derek. Off to the third corner. Hanley's all over the 20, the 6 to the inside the 14. Oliver Galloway, an aggressive move there. He kept it beneath the 14 as well. The Sharks get clear of Hanley, but the battle's on for second. Oliver Galloway through the third, looking for second. He'll take it on the exit of turn 2. Move Oliver Galloway through to second. Back here, two veterans of the Gatorade Cup Series, Hanley and Bouchard, rubbing off each other. TJ on the inside of turn 3. Look at the run for Oliver Galloway and Seaman through 3 and 4. Got a good run. Third one fights back though. Hanley try to get to fourth over Derek Bouchard. They're still side by side. And with them bound, look at William Bullen in 6th emerging. His teammates up there leading the race. He wants to go up there and join them. Bullen for 5th now, and Bouchard. That 3 car line up through the field. Up front though, for the lead. Rouse Fairway Racing and Oliver Galloway wants the top spot off turn 4. 30 to go in Phoenix. Dead heat at the start finish between Seaman and Galloway. Oliver take the spot through 1 and 2. He has the inside. Oliver Galloway's clear out in front. Now, his Ford teammate Mitchell Collins looks for second. He started on the pole, remember. Mitchell Collins, 14 car. Looking on the 6 of Oliver Galloway through 3 and 4. Collins wants to lead back. He'll get at the start finish line. Mitchell Collins leads in Phoenix. Seaman looks 3 wide. 31 peeking his nose on the 14. They get to first and second. Oliver Galloway kick back to the 3rd and the 6th car. Hanley watching this in 4th. William Bullen up to 5th. How about Riley Sampson emerging up to 6th? The 15 car. Look at Hanley for a run again. That's for 3rd on Oliver Galloway. Riley Sampson wants 5th from William Bullen. The 3 set off the corner that time. The 15 is there. That is for the top 5. Riley Sampson still in this championship hunt, especially with the 92 start towards the back of the field. I don't think he's made up any ground. Sampson up inside the top 5 now in the 15. Seaman for the lead. Turn number 3 for the 31. Down low on the 14, Mitchell Collins. Trying to get clear. Off turn 4. 14 fighting back on the top side. 27 to go. Collins leads. Hanley up to 3rd. Watching these front 2 side by side. William Seaman trying to clear. Slides up. He is clear the 14. Seaman back out in front in Phoenix. And Collins look for the crossover. He stays in line for now. Back there for 4th, Riley Sampson attacking Oliver Galloway. 15 wants every spot can get because Jake Galloway's also coming through the field. The 11. These 2 right now, they're up towards the front in the points. For Jake and for Sampson, they need these great runs. They're currently the top 2 in the chase. They're the top 2 chasers currently. It's beneficial for them because Levi Jones in 92 currently stuck back in 30th, bound with Carter Joey. That's one of our chasers. Wyatt Walker, chaser entered Charles Watson, Matt Oskin. So there are a good amount of chasers back here that these drivers are bound with. Jonathan Rains is back here. Look at this, so 3 wide back here. Griffin Lynn, Jonathan Buford, Nathan Orman. Buford's trying to make it up through the field. Remember, he has some fresh tires. Restarted this race in 29th. He's made really no progress. He's only up to about 25th, 24th. Carter Friesen started back towards the back. He won here earlier in the season, trying to battle his way up inside the top 20. And more drivers up here trying to make their way through the field to get up in contention. Well, Mitchell Collins just made the pass on William Seaman to get back up front, so our pole sitter leads once again in Phoenix. Oliver Galloway back up to 2nd. Seaman kicked back to 3rd as Hanley now looks for 4th. Looks for 3rd, excuse me. Riley Sampson under attack from Mathis Wells. Wells ran up inside the top 5 most of this race earlier in the season. Lost out late, but 18 car, 18 crew has shown their speed here at Phoenix this season. Oh, look at the 15. That was a mess up in the middle of 3 and 4 right there. I don't know if his car got loose or whatever happened there. Cost him some time. He had to drop back. Now he's in the clutches of Mathis Wells. This is about for 5th on the racetrack. Wells inside, Sampson outside. Mathis Wells has never won a Gatorade Cup Series race. You can say the same about William Seaman, who's currently in 3rd. But up at the front, Mitchell Collins won earlier in the season. And Atlanta, Oliver Galloway won back-to-back wins in Crown Jewel races last season, winning the Brickyard and winning the Southern 500. He looks for the lead now in Phoenix in turn number 1. There's the inside lane as well. Oliver Galloway through to the front. Seaman under attack from TJ Henley, Daytona 500 champion. This is 9th Gatorade Cup Series season competing. He's raced every race in the Gatorade Cup Series. He has a lot of wins. He wants one in Phoenix, though. He's dominated here before in the Gatorade Cup Series. Not been able to pull it off. He's looking for a second on Mitchell Collins. Side drafting down the front stretch. This is close, hard racing at the front of the field. Look at Mathis Wells, aggressive to Riley Sampson. He clears for 5th. Now he's looking for 4th on William Seaman. Hanley grabs the 2nd spot away from Mitchell Collins. The 14 back in line in 3rd. Hanley for the lead now. That's a good run. To the inside of Oliver Galway. The 6th, though, on the outside has the run on the exit. 20 laps to go. 20 miles remaining in Phoenix. Oliver Galway clear back in the lead. Hanley still fighting. And the 23 back to the inside. And Wells, the 18 is there. Well, that's close at the front of the field. TJ Hanley, the 23, back clear in 2nd. Mathis Wells looking for 3rd on Mitchell Collins. Seaman kick back to 5th, but down in line. Wells for 2nd. Mathis, that was a great 3 and 4 right there for the 18, but got a little tight down low. You can get the power down. Hanley, Wells still side by side for 2nd. Oliver Galloway clear in the front. But Wells now to the inside for the lead. Well, he got tight though. Hanley really down his door. And Wells cannot complete the pass. He'll try this time in 3 and 4 down the bottom lane. Now trying to get to Oliver Galway, the 6 for the lead. He's there too. He's going to get by him. Mathis Wells to the lead. 18 to go in Phoenix. TJ Hanley for 2nd. Oliver Galway now. Mitchell Collins, William Seaman, they're battling. That's for 4th. Collins keeps it for now. Riley Sampson has fallen back into the clutch with Alexander Rose. Come up through the field. Come to 17 to go. Hanley going to try and get by Oliver Galway here to keep up with Mathis Wells. But Oliver keeping it wound up on the top side. Good job. 17 to go. Mathis Wells, the 18, continues to lead in Phoenix. But it's TJ Hanley using the inside to grab 2nd position for Oliver Galway. Seaman up to 4th. Mitchell Collins kick back to 5th with Riley Sampson, Alexander Rowe, Jake Galway. How about Eli Bright and Roman Fenway inside the top 10 currently? Oh, Seaman for 3rd. That's on Oliver Galway. Riley Sampson looking for 5th. Mitchell Collins, he'll get by. Sampson's still the highest scored chaser. His next highest is Jake Galway, the 11, just behind him. Hanley is there, looking to pounce on Mathis Wells. We'll take once again a quick update on points that Levi shown. He has actually lost ground, back to 34th now. Chasers behind him, though, are Carter Joey, Anton Charles Bond, Sam Oskin, along with Danny Lloyd. So there are some chasers behind this 92 car, where he's not going to lose too much ground. He'll lose some ground, because Anthony Nez, though, not far ahead of him as well. In fact, I think he's only 1 chaser ahead of Levi Jones. But Jonathan Beefer hasn't really made ground. Some of these drivers back here have not made much ground at all. Carter Friesen made good ground up inside the top 15 now for the driver of the 43. He could have a shot at this if this race stays green. Even if we get a yellow flag, I think this would really help him. But once again, remember, pit stops imminent here in Phoenix. That's what won some drivers this race earlier in the season. Now, from the experience I've seen at this racetrack, pitting later is better than pitting earlier. The question is, the drivers who remember came down pit road. Jonathan Beeford, one of them. Jonathan Raines was one of them. Some of those drivers that came down pit lane. Question is, can they go the whole race on a tank of fuel? The battle's on for 2nd by Mathis Wells, who is pulled away to a nice gap. Hanley trying to keep 2nd from Oliver Galway before they get to pit stops. And Alexander Rose joined this party. The 00's flown up, and he's looking for 2nd now. Look at that slide out of the 6th car. Oh, that was close. Oliver Galway was sideways. Saved his car, but look at Alexander Rose. He's charging through the field. Here we go. Pit stop start. Mathis Wells will be the first to hit. Wells is in. Hanley is in. Rose stays out. Oliver Galway, William Seaman. Top 3 Roman Fenway's. Well, yellow's out. Caution is in the air. Entered Sharp was right with Derek Hill and Adam McDowell. Now, do these drivers lose laps? They took the yellow flag. The question is, who loses time and who doesn't? Oh my goodness. Talk about changing this whole race. Now, everyone's going to come down the pit lane. Question is, these drivers, they're leaving now. Will they cycle back around to the front? Wells trying to leave in the lead. The 18 car will. 2 tire pit stops for all these drivers. Wells leaves first, Hanley 2nd. But now, these drivers that are coming down the pit lane, will it help or hurt them? That's going to be interesting to see. Can they make out pit road before the rest of the field comes through? Is that the 12 and the 19 that have been caught a lap down? I think Max Harrison and Danny Lloyd have been caught 1 lap behind the pace. Can't really tell for sure, though. Oh, right there, that's close on pit road. Where's 18 others? Here they are in the front stretch. They're cycling back around. They should be our race leaders, it looks like, which could be good for the drivers that came down that were towards the back of the field. Very interesting, though. Circumstances happening here at Phoenix. We're thinking right now it's going to be Matt Wells with the lead, and all these drivers that came down should be fine. Alexander going to try and blend off wherever he comes off, but the question is, where do drivers come off? Where don't they come off? So, interesting here. Caution comes out middle of pit cycles, and we've got a shaken up running order for sure here in Phoenix. It should be Matt Wells with the lead once we get back going, but what happened to bring out the caution? Derek Kimmel, one of them involved, and McDowell, and Ted Sharp on some others involved. It looked like they may have wrecked coming to pit road. There are actually multiple things that happen here. So Derek Kimmel, 32, on the outside of a 3 wide. He's actually come down pit road this time. And McDowell behind him in the 22 is going to blow up in the middle of the dogleg right here. You see him right here. The engine expires. Something expires on that 22 car. Now Hamill has a car underneath him. That's Matt Godden. Hamill's coming down the pit lane. He makes an aggressive move to get down low right here. Cuts down. Godden's down there. It spins Chaser Derek Hamill up towards the wall. Impacts it hard. Comes back down. Here comes Chaser Anton Charlebois. Into it. The 96 car will hit right there. Hard contact. And McDowell wasn't a part of the crash. He was just blowing up with an apparent issue to that 22 car. So 2 cars in all get heavy damage from this. And that's 2 chasers. Derek Kim and Ted Charlebois are going to be out of the Subway 500 with just over 10 laps of racing to go. That's a tough break there for McDowell, who blew up. And then, of course, Ted Charlebois nowhere to go in this crash. It's hard right to the front of that 32 Derek Hamill. Hard contact for those two. Brings our second yellow of the day. Interesting pit strategy going on. Some drivers stayed out, some drivers came down. And it looked like Mathis Wells maybe did cycle around back to the front. He does. So Mathis Wells, even with all against him, he's still leading. The Subway 500 in Phoenix will come back green with under 10 to go here in Phoenix. Lights are out atop the pace car. It'll be 8 laps of racing to go once we get back going in the Subway 500 at Phoenix. Derek Hamill's retired and Charlebois along with Adam McDowell's a header on the 22 to play him out of this race. 39 cars technically on the lead lap. There are 2 on the tail end. You see them right there. That's Danny Lloyd and Max Anderson. They are not the race leaders. They're actually tail end of the lead laps. So the 19 and the 12, one of them being a chaser. The 19 is, they're at the tail end of the longest line. It's Mathis Wells, the 18, leading the race over TJ Hanley in second. Riley Sampson, the chaser, is third. Mitchell Collins, fourth. How about Eli Brett to fifth? Alexander emerges in sixth. Jake Galloway's up to 7th, Jay Jefferson 8th, Vincent Vinta in 9th, and Steven Taylor rounds out the top 10. Levi Schoen's not in a great position currently in the 92, back in the 30s, currently halted in the 34th position. Green flag back in the air for the Subway 500. Now Wells going to be a dirty air, the 18 car. Will that cause anything for his car? Lloyd up the racetrack, the battle for 4th is on. Eli right inside Mitchell Collins. Wells now behind these front 2 that are side by side. Question is, can he get around and try and leave TJ Henley in the dust? Henley up the racetrack from second. Riley Sampson 15, hard in the bomb lane. Wells the 18, battling with lap car Dave Lloyd. That's his teammate as well. 7 to go. Riley Sampson's coming. 15 cars there. 18 trying to clear his teammate Danny Lloyd to get away from the rest of the field behind. Hanley's clear in third. The battle back for 4th. Mitchell Collins back on Eli Bright. Mathis Wells looking to the inside. Max Harrison made a contact there. Wells up the racetrack. Here comes Riley Sampson 15 running the bumper. 6 to go. Mathis Wells 18. Riley Sampson 15. They battle for the lead. Sampson inside through 1 and 2. He's there. Mitchell Collins moves away to 3rd, but has 2 lap cars between he and from the front 2. Sampson Wells still side by side. 15 drivers off into the corner deep. He'll slide up and clear. Riley Sampson out front and has lap car buffer now. 5 to go. Yellow flag winning the race. Now he has a good gap as well. There's lap cars between he and second place, which is going to be Mitchell Collins now in the 14 car. Okay, Mitchell Collins keep touch now with the 15 of Riley Sampson, who's pulled a nice gap. Eli Bright looking for 3rd on Mathis Wells. Here comes Jake Galloway, the 11 coming forward. He's on the bottom lane moving. Oh, he slid up. The 11 up almost into the side of the 12. That was close hard racing there. Allows Mathis Wells to get back clear down in line. 4 to go. Collins going to try and get by Lloyd here. If he can, he'll be within distance of Riley Sampson to strike. He's going to get by the 19. Come to 3 to go. He'll have 3 miles remaining to run Riley Sampson down and make a pass on him. Oh, this is going to be close. This is going to be intense. It's going to come down to the wire. 3 to remain in Phoenix. But Lloyd back to the inside. That's going to cost him. That's going to cost Mitchell Collins any time he gained. And that's only going to help Riley Sampson out. Come to 2 to go. The 14 now stuck on the outside. The next closest on the inside is Eli Bright in third. And for Jake Howe, he wants someone to get up there and get by the 15. That's a point in front of him. Here they come to 2 to go. Riley Sampson dominating out in front. Eli Bright, Mitchell Collins, third and second respectively. Jake Galloway in fourth, looking for some more spots. But it's all Riley Sampson pulling away, coming to the white flag in the Subway 500. He needed a great day to try and regain points to run Levi Shones back down. And if he can make it around one more mile, he's having a perfect day. White flag in the Subway 500. Riley Sampson leads the race. The battle's on for a second. Eli Bright is up to second, but is nowhere near the 15. Down the dogleg for the final time. Riley Sampson, a bad day at the Roval. Put him 15 points behind Levi Shones. Today, he'll cut that deficit down. Checkers are out, and Riley Sampson wins in Phoenix. That's called rebounding. He was in a hole. He got put in a hole because of a bad points day, but he's rebounded nicely, and he's back up into championship contention as Riley Sampson wins the Subway 500 at Phoenix after some important chasers had some bad days here today. Let's go see the finish results from the Subway 500 at Phoenix. Here are the finish results from the Subway 500 at the Phoenix Raceway. 2 caution flags for 8 laps during the race, and 10 lead changes, 7 disregarded lead laps here today in Phoenix. And it's Riley Sampson getting out front for the final 6 laps, never looking back. Lap traffic definitely helped him out as they battled second behind. But Riley Sampson wins the race, and it was perfect as he's up now back into championship contention in the points. Eli Bright ends up second today, so close to a victory after starting 39th. That would have been a very, very impressive comeback. Jake Galloway in third, so in fact the top 3 all start outside the top 20. Mitchell Collins from the pole ends up fourth, 17 laps at the most of anyone here today. And TJ Henley rounds out the top 5 just where he started. Vince Vinta in 6th, Matthew Swells 11 laps led in 7th, Marshall Burrow 8th, Tyler Fink 9th, and Oliver Galloway rounds out the top 10. As we look at the top 20, Riley Sampson, Jake Galloway were the only 2 chasers inside the top 10. We looked at the next highest chaser was very far down, Wyatt Walker in 17th. So inside the top 16, only 2 chasers. Then Wyatt Walker in 17th, Anthony Nez in 18th, and Jonathan Rains in 20th are 3 more chasers right there. As we look down 21st, 4th, bad days for some chasers. Carter Freeze in 23rd. He looked at the next highest behind him, Samed Ozgen in 33rd. So, I mean, it was a very, very bad day for a lot of chasers here today in Phoenix. Carter Joey 34th. Levi Shones in 37th, Lloyd in 38th, and then the 2 that retired, Anton Charbon and Derek Hamill, 42nd and 41st respectively. And because of Shones' bad day, at the right side you see the points lead for Shones has been slashed just a little bit. He still has it, but he's now only 5 points ahead. So he's 10 points ahead of Anthony Nandez last time. He's only 5 points ahead now of Anthony Nandez, who is still second. Shones still keeps the points lead. But not only that, but others now close back in within a race. Jake Galloway is 3rd in points, only 6 points behind. Riley Sampson is now 4th in points, only 7 points behind. Jonathan Rains only 9 points behind. So some drivers have made their way back within a race of Levi Shones with 5 races remaining in the Gatorade Cup Series chase. So Shones with a bad day in Phoenix hurts his points lead. He keeps the points lead. That's the most important thing to look at if you're Levi Shones. You've kept your points lead. That's what that big lead was for, to have a bad race. He's had 2 bad races so far in the chase. If he can recover, he can keep that points lead, extend the points lead. Question is, can he recover from a bad race? That is the big question. But currently, Shones, Hernandez, Galloway, along with Sampson and Rains, they're all within a race of the points lead. Carter Friesen is just outside. He's 13 points behind. If he get 2 more points, he will be within a race of the points lead. So drivers are starting to come back. Drivers starting to get points back up to try and battle Levi Shones for the season number 9 Gatorade Cup Series Championship. We have 5 races remaining. Talladega, Texas, Atlanta, Rockingham, and Homestead. That's 5 crazy racetracks, 5 crazy races. Where we go to next? We're going super speedway racing down south in Talladega, Alabama. We're going for the Camping World 500 in Talladega, Alabama. I will see you guys then.